everybody, it's Jo. Happy holidays, and I don't have a kitty for the opening themes video this year, but I have an adorable bunny who wants me to feed her right now, so I'm going to do that while I talk. Anyway, as always, it's time for the anime openings top 20 list of the year, and I think I remember saying last year, like, oh, last year was a pretty great year. There was lots of fun stuff to talk about, lots of neat little openings for good shows. This year was slimmer pickings. I had to look through and find stuff that was a little more interesting to talk about, more unique, but I don't know. But not as strong this year, but, you know, did what I could. There'll be some neat stuff in there anyway. So, those of you who don't know the rules, only new series, so no, like, second seasons or sequels, and only the first opening from those shows, so nothing like, oh, well, this was the 17th opening for One Piece. No. Had to limit myself a little bit because there's like 50 million if you don't put a couple limits on those. Look how cute she is. Isn't she cute? She's like, feed me more. Put craisins in my face. And and I guess that's about it. So yeah, enjoy the list this year, and I guess last note. Nope, there's no more. That's it. You've been distracting for far too long. That's all. There's just no more. That's your daily allotment of adorable camera time and sweet cranberries. Anyway. Anyway, so enjoy the list this year. Also, it's not based on song or animation only or content of the show at all. It's just the openings by themselves. You guys know the drill. I've done this for like 4 years. So, happy holidays, everybody. Happy holidays, and enjoy the list. Number 20, Heneko, or unabbreviated and translated out to English, The Pervert Prince and Stony Cat, which is about a filthy-minded but shy and ignorable kid who gets the liar-liar treatment when he wishes on a magical cat statue to have his lovable doormat facade removed. He can no longer keep his offensive thoughts inside, and somehow harem nonsense ensues. This one's pretty mindless, I'll be honest. The song's a dippy, disposable chipmunk chirper about puppy love, but it has a mercilessly catchy hook, so just enough to set it apart from its bazillion similar cousins I mentioned in the intro. And visually, there's some fun stuff going on with all the cat and turtle imagery that's relevant to the show later on, and the little bit of moe-moe dancing and posing lets you know exactly what you're in for. I do like how clearly the characters' personalities and relationships between them are communicated here, because the show itself takes its time introducing all these characters and drawing them together, and the whole sugar on syrup package is just fun and pleasant enough to make it in at number 20 on this list. Number 19, Devil Survivor 2, the anime based on Shin Megami Tensei 2, about a group of teenagers fighting off a demon apocalypse by contracting the help of friendly demons through their cell phones. This should be higher up on the list than it actually is. I kept telling myself that, and yet this is where it fits. On the surface, I have nothing but nice things to say. It's visually attractive, more serene and inviting than you'd think from the wargame premise, introduces the cast by name, previews each episode in a creative way as a streaming clip from the prophetic video site that the characters use, and the song itself is a positive, trancy ballad about changing the world while staying true to yourself with lovely vocals from a nice male singer. In fact, save for the gender of the vocalist, this reminds me most of the Angel Beats opening, which I like a lot. So, why is this only at number 19? Well, despite all the nice touches, I only like this opening while I'm watching it. For whatever reason, as soon as it ends, I forget the song and imagery immediately. Too transient, I guess? I don't know. Sorry, Devil Survivor 2. You should probably be higher on the list, but I've already forgotten why. Number 18, Dog and Scissors, which is about a bookworm who was reincarnated as the pet dachshund of the woman he died trying to protect, his favorite author, who seems more interested in being his master in the BDSM sense than a responsible dog owner. Let it never be said that I'm biased on content for these opening lists, because I found this show reprehensible and could not watch more than one episode. But this is a fun little theme song for it, from the fast-paced visual gags to the schizophrenic insertion of character dialogue throughout the song that gives you an idea of the nutball premise. And on top of that, well, it's a simple pun. In fact, I think something similar to it showed up in 2010's list way back when, but the song opens with the phrase, "You're number one with me." The joke being that one is the noise dogs make in Japanese. And then it continues with lyrics playing on the idea of our canine hero being the only man/dog/master/slave for our psychotic heroine. It's light and fun, fits the show perfectly, and while it may not be number one with me, well, number 18's not too shabby either. Number 17, Valve Rave the Liberator, a very silly mech show about intergalactic warfare and terrorism, you know, the usual, except that the protagonist enters into a blood contract with his robot that turns him into a body-swapping vampire. Yes, really. Now, this theme primarily gets a spot because of the song rather than the visual. Don't get me wrong, the character designs in this opening are neat and unique, and the show looks good. The CG used for the robots isn't really jarring at all either, a tough thing to get right for this sort of show. But nice art aside, it's a pretty standard anime opening with most of the common visual cliches and standbys you see for this sort of thing. So, like I said, the thing that stands out about this is its incredibly catchy, overblown powerhouse opening, courtesy of TM Revolution and Nana Mizuki, who are such J-pop veterans that even a relative J-rock and stuff dummy like me knows their music. The beat is pulse-pounding and the vocals outrageous from the first second to the last. Gets you really pumped up and excited for the show, and it gets stuck in your head instantaneously, which any good super robot opener should do, really. And Valve Raves more than fits the bill. Number 16, Kyosogiga, which is, well, it's an untranslatable title, but the short version is that it's a play on words combining the word madness or mayhem in Japanese with the name of a famous series of ancient scrolls that is considered the first Japanese comic book. So yeah, this one's on the artsy side of fartsy. The song is pleasant, but negligible. Obviously the thing that stands out about this one are the visuals, in contrast with our previous entry. The story takes place in a Wonderland-esque version of Kyoto that is very much through the looking glass, mirrored, identical and yet opposite to the real one, hence all the glass frame and screen imagery that is eventually shattered by song's end to let in a chaotic blast of wind. It's one of those openings that seems random and crazy and nonsensical at first, until you start noticing the patterns and how they might tie into whatever the show is trying to do. Anyway, it's fun and interesting enough to make a good number 16 spot on the list, and while it and the next entry are the only two anime on this list that I haven't seen any of yet, this one's definitely caught my attention. I hope it's good. I can't wait to take a look at it. Number 15, Galilei Donna, which takes place in the year 2061, after the world has been locked in a second ice age, and the three eccentric Ferrari sisters, who are the direct descendants of Galileo Galilei and have all his ancient journals and knowledge and shit, are embroiled in the search for a mysterious item called the Galilei Donna, hence our title. It all sounds very anime, let's be honest. This is just a very nicely animated opening, with neat tricks I'm fond of, like incorporating the credits into the action, and scenery in creative ways throughout the opening, varying shot composition, and great use of color and lighting. It's overall just very pleasant and inviting, and it has large varieties of goldfish gadgets in here, so what more could you ask for, right? Well, there is one slightly alien aspect of it. I'm not sure I get why the song was edited the way it was. You kind of have to listen to it to get what I'm talking about, but the song builds, and then it breaks down early, and then something like a bridge is played, and then it just ends, it just stops. It's weird editing for what sounds like a pretty normal J-pop song. Like, this is not like The World God Only Knows, where the weird structure is intentional and supported by the visuals. It's just kinda lopsided. Ah well. Weird isn't necessarily bad, and Galilei Donna is unique enough for a spot at number 15 on this list. Number 14, Free, Iwatobi Swimming Club. A story of swimming, friendship, and abs you can bounce a quarter off of. It's number 14 on our list, but number 1 in the hearts of Fujoshi everywhere, for reasons that I probably don't have to explain twice. Yep, this show is pure manservice, with, to be fair, a competently written, charming, kind of Disney-ish story that it can stand on its own without all the beefcake, but, why would you want it to? The beefcake is nice, let's be honest. Anyway, on the opening itself, it's a greased-up, revved-up, cheese-tastic J-rock song about racing toward freedom with not at all subtle homoerotic overtones, which is pretty great. And the animation is great too, with visual cues taken from shonen anime, sports anime, and visual novel dating sim-based anime. Not an inaccurate representation of Free's content. And yes, I would be remiss not to mention that the real theme most people adore from Free is the end credits one, which is more fun and does seem to fit the show better, but the opening theme here is good too. A lot of KyoAni's openings could be called best in the year on animation proficiency alone, but Free has a lot of style and splash all its own. Number 13, Capellion, the story of 3 girls in a special recon unit called, well, Capellions, who are sent into the heart of Tokyo after a nuclear meltdown to search for survivors. This series has been praised for its immaculately detailed environments and lighting, and you get a taste of that in the opening theme. The grit, mystery, and scope of the vacant city is palatable. There's a great sense of scale and texture in every shot, along with all the pretty, minimalist CG effects you see in things like the DNA strands and vehicles. The technique is maybe a little less successful with the feathers and plant life, but whatever, wonky CG in an anime, take a shot. This opening is just very pretty, with a lot of character, brown monotony of the setting aside. It's pretty, and the song's pretty good. Lyrical, upbeat J-rock with an explosive chorus that's pretty catchy and triumphant. I don't know if it's pure coincidence or what, but it kind of looks and sounds like a classier version of the High School of the Dead opening. No, really, compare them and tell me there's not some eerie copycatting going on. Anyway, intriguing opener makes the show look stylish and sitting pretty at number 13 on this year's chart. Number 12, Silver Spoon, which is about cow poop. Just kidding, it's not really about cow poop. It is about a wimpy city kid adapting to farm life after he starts attending an agricultural high school in Hokkaido. He and the viewers learn a lot about raising livestock, with all its rewards and often horribly messy details. The corn-fed-looking character designs are unique, courtesy of FMA author Hiromu Arakawa, and the song, well, while not exactly country-ish at all, and not really about the show either, it's just a cute song about puppy love called Kiss You. I'm not doing a very good job with this one, am I? It's just cute, okay? It's terminally adorable, in fact. The credits have little pictures of critters next to them, there's happy dancing and animal headbutts, and even if the song doesn't fit the show underneath the surface, on a basic level it has a rural gentleness to it, so, you know, it sounds right. It's a cute, fun opening for a charming show with sumptuously animated food in it. What more do you want?